trust you all are doing well and you're staying safe. Okay, so last time we finished our teaching on skincare center ecology, and I hope you're able to learn a lot. I hope you assimilated as much as possible. It was interesting, right? Okay, so this new series we'll be talking about anatomy. We'll be starting a new course on anatomy. So, and our major objective is that at the end of this class, you should be able to explain the relationship and functions of cells and tissues within the human body. The relationship and functions of cells and tissues within the human body. Also, at the end of this teaching, you should be able to explain the relationship and the function of primary organs within the human body. The relationship and functions of primary organs within the human body. So yes, quickly, let's talk about why it is important for us as estheticians or beauty therapists to study anatomy and physiology. Why is it important for estheticians and beauty therapists to study anatomy and physiology? One of the benefits is that at the end of this class, it will help you to prepare you to recognize the warning signs if we don't feel well. Like if you're not feeling so well, if your clients are having body pains, cramps, and all of that, to be able to understand and determine the problem or the cause why they're not feeling well. For example, if someone is having pains in the waist, you can tell probably if it's the bone that is faulty or it's muscle tissue that is faulty. So at the end of this class, you'll be able to determine when the body is not functioning well and why the body is not functioning well. So at the end of this class, you understand how your body functions affect your skin, how your body functions affects your skin. For example, if your body is not functioning well, if your cells are faulty, you won't glow. You see some people, they look sick, they look pale, because why? Some organs of their body is not functioning well. Let's take, for example, someone who has cancer. The person's hair begins to fall well. The person's human body is not, the physical human body is not functioning well because some organs of the body are not functioning well. Okay? So the next thing is that you have to build your confidence in making decisions based on a client's skin. Based on your client's skin, you help you to build confidence in making decisions based on your client's skin. For example, by the time we do physiology, in physiology you understand the different types of skin disorders that your clients will be having. Skin disorders that can affect, the way their face looks, the way their body looks. And by the time you know the cause, like I always say, you'll be able to find a solution. So when you know the cause of the problem, when your client come with a particular problem, you'll be able to diagnose and prescribe the right solution, the right treatment meant to treat that particular, or meant to fix that particular problem. Okay, so the next one is that when we learn skincare anatomy and physiology, it helps you to know what is happening when services such as facial or massage are offered. When you learn skin anatomy, it helps you to understand what the kind of services and what is happening when you're rendering services like facial and massage. For example, you're doing a massage manipulation for your clients on the face after a facial treatment. You need to know where you're touching. You need to know the bones you're touching. You need to understand the muscles you're touching. You need to know places you're meant to put more pressure on. You are administering a full body massage for a client. You need to know because you have bones in your body. For example, your scapula. When you're massaging your scapula, there are kind of manipulation that are meant to be done there. You shouldn't apply too much pressure, even if you have to massage that part of the body. Okay, so when you learn anatomy and physiology, be able to administer the right service to your client, be able to know what is happening when you're administering the services to your client. Okay, another one is that it helps us understand the role that exercise, eating well-balanced meal, and managing our emotions plays in regards to a healthy body. The roles that exercise, eating well-balanced meal, and eating well-balanced meal helps to manage our emotions plays in regards to a healthy body. For example, when you eat well, there's something they say in computer that garbage in, garbage out. What you eat reflects out, reflects on the physical. So when you eat well, your body will glow, your body will look supple because your body will get the right nutrients it needs for it to function well. But if you have a very bad, bad diet, for example, those who eat just carbohydrates, they eat so much sugar, chocolates and all of that. You see them, most people, say they add weight, they put on a whole lot of weight because they don't have a very good balanced diet. But when you exercise often, exercise helps. One of the benefits of exercise that it helps to tone your muscle tissues. It helps to tone your muscles, it makes your muscles to be firm. But if you don't exercise often, you'll be so sluggish. Like I tell people, being fit doesn't mean that because you're slim, don't say you're fit. If you don't exercise, you won't be fit. You ask a slim person to run, and you ask a fat person to run. Don't be surprised. The chubby person might first the slim person. Why? Because the chubby person who has been exercising, her body muscles, they're not so active as the person who is slim. So exercise helps your body function well, your organs to function well. It also helps you to keep fit. Okay, so yes, when you learn anatomy, by the time we talk about this particular stage of anatomy, you understand the benefits, why it's important for you to eat well, why it's important for you to exercise well. Okay, so the last one I have here is that it helps you to recognize the movement to make when, yes, it helps you to recognize the movements to make when massaging muscles or manipulating nerves ending. Yes, like I said, it helps you to understand the kind of movements and manipulations to make when massaging nerves ending and your muscles. Because why? I told you that when you're massaging to a particular place, there's a particular part of your body you shouldn't put too much pressure. Yes. You shouldn't, for example, I told you, your scapula, you shouldn't apply too much pressure there. Because why? You have bones there. Okay, so when you're massaging your body, you need to know the kind of manipulation to administer to the person. You need to know, for example, someone who is feeling body pains, who has cramps all over the body, you need to be able to reduce your pressure, like regulate the kind of pressure or the kind of manipulation, the kind of movement you apply in that particular part of the body. You can't just go and massage your client and go and everybody says, oh, I can't do massage. You go and start putting so much pressure. And the person stands up from the bed, the person will feel it, body aches, pains, and that's why you see clients tell you that when you say client, you're trying to confuse the client's massage, you tell you that no, I don't want to massage. Last time I had massage, like the lady almost broke my back, all my back aches. Why? Because it wasn't done properly. The person was putting too much pressure where the person wasn't supposed to put pressures. Do you understand? So when you learn anatomy, by the time you're done learning anatomy, you'll be able to understand the muscles where they are located, the bones of the body where they are located, and the kind of manipulation to administer when you're giving a massage service. Okay, so moving forward, now that we know why it's important for estheticians to learn anatomy and physiology, let's move straight into what anatomy is. What is anatomy? And before then, this segment is grouped into two. So the anatomy segment or the anatomic teaching is grouped into two parts. We have one which is the building block of the human body. The building blocks of the human body is the first segment of anatomy. Okay, the building blocks of the human body, and the second segment is the basic body system. The basic body system. So these are the two subtopics under anatomy: the building blocks of the human body and the basic body systems. So these are the two subtopics under anatomy. So the first one we're looking at is the building blocks of the human body. And before we talk about the building blocks of the human body, let's understand what anatomy is. So anatomy is the study of organs and systems of the body. Anatomy is the study of organs and systems of the body. Organs of the body and systems of the body. An example of organs of the body, we have 8 organs in our textbook of the human body. We have the stomach, we have the kidney, we have the liver, we have the eyes, we have the brain, we have the heart, we have the lungs, and we have the skin. So these are 8 organs of the human body. Okay, we have 8 organs of the human body. We have the heart, we have the eyes, we have the stomach, we have the kidney, we have the lungs, we have the brain, we have the skin, and we have the lungs. So these are the 8 organs of the human body. And we said that anatomy is the study of organs and the system of the body. So for the system of the body, we have 10 parts, 10 body systems. In anatomy, we have 10 body systems, which I made into an acronym. Yes, so for those who know me, you know that I like to make acronyms. It's very easy for you to assimilate and for you to remember. Yes, so we have 10 body systems, and I formed an acronym which most of you will be familiar with in secondary school. Dr. I am screen. Does it sound familiar to you? I hope it does. Especially those who studied biology in school. Dr. I am screen. Yes. Can you use my screen properly now. Yeah. So, yes. So we have here Dr. I am screen. Dr. I am screen. So D is for digestive system. R is for respiratory system. I is for integumentary system. M is for muscular system. S is for secretion, the secretive system. C is for the circulatory system. The other R is for reproductive system. The E is for excretion. The another E is for endocrine, and the N is for the nervous system. Okay, so shortly we'll be looking at that when we proceed in the textbook. Yes, so the body system, we have 10 body system, Dr. I am screen, and we have 8 organs of the body. Okay, so anatomy is the study of organs. So in anatomy, we'll be studying these organs. That's the organs I've mentioned: the eyes, the heart, the kidney, the livers, what they do, and the body system. That's Dr. I am screen, what they do. The study of organs and the body system. The study of organs, understanding the body system, knowing what the body system comprises of. Okay, so that's basically what we're looking at in this part of anatomy. Okay, so when we get to physiology, we're looking at the functions and the structures of this body system. So in anatomy for estheticians, they are part of anatomy that is very important to us. It's not all the body system that's important to us that we need to pay more attention on. Do you understand? The primary interest of skincare specialists are the muscles. The primary interest to skincare specialists are the muscles, the nerves, the circulatory system, and the bones. The muscles, the nerves, the circulatory system, and the bones. Now, what kind of bones? Not all parts of the bones that are important to, or that institutions are meant to focus on. There are some parts of the body bones of the body that we need to pay more attention to. And we have the head, the face, the neck, the arms, and the hand for estheticians. But for beauty therapists, you'll be focusing on all bones of your body because you'll be doing full body massage. But for estheticians, you know that there's a difference between estheticians and beauty therapists. Estheticians pay attention to just the face and the neck. That's the quality. Why beauty therapists focus on all parts of the human body. Yes, so but for estheticians, it's important for you to understand, or the bones that are important for you are the head, the face, the neck, the arms, and the hands. Those are the parts that are important to estheticians. Okay, so anatomy is the study of the organs and system of the body, while physiology is the study of the functions of these organs and system. The functions, what they do, how they operate, you know, the things that what they really do, their functions is what, and that one gets a physiology, skin physiology. We'll be looking at that. So we have another branch of anatomy that is called gross anatomy. Gross anatomy is the study of structures that can be seen with the naked eyes. Structures that can be seen with the naked eyes, both internal structures and external structures. Example of internal structures: you have your heart, you have your stomach, your intestines, you can see them with your naked eyes. And the external structures, you have your skin, your bones, you know, you can see them with your naked eyes. Okay, so gross anatomy is the study of structures that can be seen with the naked eyes. Structures of the body, both internally and externally, that can be seen with the naked eyes. Okay, so moving forward quickly, we have what we call microscopic anatomy. Like I said, anatomy is grouped into various subsections. We have the gross anatomy, we have the microscopic anatomy. So the microscopic anatomy has to do with structures that are too small to be seen with the naked eyes. You need a microscope in order to see them. They are too small to be seen with the naked eyes. Do you understand? Like you need a microscope in order for you to see them. An example is your tissues, your cells. The cells are actually really tiny, like you can't see them. Okay, they're really, really tiny, so you can't see your cells. Do you understand? So you need a microscope in order for you to see this kind of structures in the human body. So microscopic anatomy are structures. The help is the study of structures too small to be seen without the aid of a microscope. Okay, so moving forward, we have here that the study of structures too small to be seen with naked eyes is called, yes, histology. Yes, to understand anatomy and physiology, we must first be aware of the building blocks of the human body. In order for you to understand anatomy and physiology, you need to understand that you need to understand the building blocks of the human body. For me to stand here today, there are things that are put in place for my body to be functional, for my body to be in one place. There are things that are put in place in order for me to be able to stand, and they are called building blocks of the human body. Just like you have a house. In order for your house to be made whole, like when you see them building, in order for that house to have a particular structure, a particular shape, it needs to be built. Okay, and that's why you see they put blocks upon blocks upon blocks upon blocks to get to a particular level that they want. Okay, so that's how the body works. You know, there are structures, there are building blocks that helps the body function quite well. You know, in a house, if a particular place, if a particular block is removed in between, you know, there are holes and there are holes and there are holes and there are holes, what happens? The house is not standing well. Mighty storm can come and the house will just collapse. You see some houses that are shaking, that have cracks on the wall, they're shaking, they're not standing well. When wind comes, very big, heavy wind comes, what happens? You see the house will just fall down. So that's what happens with the human body. The human body, number one, is made up of building. It's made up of some particular building blocks, okay? And when these building blocks are not functioning well, it affects the way the other body organs function. And what are these building blocks of the human body? We have the, sorry, I have to clean this a little bit. Yes. So the building blocks of the human body, yes, we have 4 building blocks of the human body. We have the cells. Yeah, can you see it? We have the cells. And the cells, they make up the tissues. And the tissues make up the organs. Okay? And the organs make up the body system. So you know I told you that the human body is made up of a building block, okay? And this is how the building block operates. The cell makes up the tissues makes up the organs, and the organs makes up the body system. Now, just like I gave you an analysis of the house, you know I told you that if the house has a crack, or if some body blocks in the house are removed, the house is not standing well. And if a mighty wind comes, what happens? It blows it and it falls down. Okay, so let's look at it with the body, a building block of the human body. Imagine that the cell is not functioning well. Your cell is faulty. Do you understand? Because number one, one of the benefits of the cell, one of the work of the cell is that the cell helps to fight antigens. It helps to build our immune system. Okay. So imagine the cell is not functioning well and you cannot eliminate bacteria that penetrates into the body. It can affect your organs. And you know, remember that I gave examples of organs. You said the kidney, liver, the stomach, they're part of the body organs. So if bacteria invade your body and your cell is not functioning well, what happens? The bacteria can go and affect your kidney. The bacteria can go and sit down, or the microorganisms that penetrate into your body can affect your kidney, can affect your liver, and when your kidney is not functioning well, you see someone, you know, looking very unkempt. This person is not looking healthy, the skin is not looking soft, the skin looks weak. So if any part of this human body is not functioning, it would affect other organs. If your organ is not functioning well, your kidney is not functioning well, your body system will deteriorate. It won't be active. It won't look good. Okay, so at all times, this body system are all meant to be functioning well. At all times, no one. You shouldn't make sure that you shouldn't protect one and ignore the other one. No, the cells has to be working well because your tissues need your cells to be working well. Your cells has to be working well. Your tissues has to be working well. Your organs have to be working well. All your organs have to be working well. Your kidney has to be functioning well. Your liver has to be functioning well. Your stomach, your eyes, your sight, you need to see. It has to be functioning well for your body system to function well. Okay? Yeah. So the building block of the body comprises of the cells, which makes up the tissues, and the tissue makes up the organs, and the organs makes up the body system. So moving quickly, we're going to talk about cell, which is the first body organ we have here. Okay, so you know that we're still on the first part of anatomy, which is the building blocks of the human body, and the cell is one of the building blocks of the human body. Okay, so for the cell, we have here that the cell is the basic unit of life, living matters. Your cell is the basic unit of living matters. Your cell is the basic unit of living matters. Okay, if your cell is not functioning well, other organs of your body will function well, and that is why it's the basic unit of living matters. All living things have cell. All living things have cell. Do you understand? So, and without cell, living things can function well. So cells are the basic unit of living things, and which they contain protoplasm. Okay, so the cell is basically scale of living matters. The cell is the smallest unit in a living organism. It's the smallest unit in a living organism. I remember I told you that the cells cannot be seen with the naked eyes except with the help of a microscope. So the smallest, tiniest living unit of the living organism that is capable of integrating life process. Is capable of integrating life process. The cell is the most smallest unit of the human body and is capable of integrating life processes. As small as it is, it's very vital. As tiny as it is, it's very useful. If the cell is not functioning well, your other body organs will not function well. Okay, so the cell shares at least two common parts. The cell itself, they share at least two common parts, two important common parts. Every cell share at least two common parts. Before I explain that, before I move further, cells we have in our textbook here that, let's check what we have in the textbook. It said all muscles, nerves, bones, and body systems are made up of the cells. All muscles, nerves, bones, and body systems. So every part of your body is made up of the cell. Every part of your body, your muscles have cells in them. The tissues have cells in them. Your body system, that's your skin, has cells in them in order to function. So every part of your body have different cells in them. Now, listen to this. So yes, the cells are cells are the basic unit of life, like I explained. They're composed of protoplasm. In your cell, we have what we call the protoplasm, and protoplasm is a colorless gel-like substance that contains water. Protoplasm is a colorless gel-like substance that contains water, salt, nutrients obtained from food. Protoplasm is a colorless gel-like substance that contains water, salt, nutrients obtained from food. So in order for your cells to function well, they need water, they need salt, they need nutrient from food. And that's why I told you, when we said why it's important for estheticians to learn anatomy, we said that one of the benefits is that if your body, if you eat well balanced diet, it allow your body to function well, allow your body you to have a healthy body. So imagine if you're not eating well, your cell won't get the adequate nutrients it needs in order for it to produce, in order for it to be healthy, in order for the cell to be functional. And if your cell is not functional, your body is prone to microorganisms. And if microorganisms invade your body, obviously the person will fall sick. And yes, there are some people, especially me, I really don't fall sick. Like I don't fall sick as often as I'm meant to. Do you understand? I really use drugs. I don't even like drugs. Because why? I tell people this. I said I would rather spend my money on good food than spend my money buying medicine. Hey, hell no. I won't do that. Like I'd rather buy good food. I'd rather buy fruits. I'm happy. My soul will pray for my head will be blessing me than for me to use the money to buy drugs. And because I know that if I don't eat good food, I will fall sick and buy drugs. So I'd rather eat good food. I'll spend money eating good food. So do you understand? So when you have a very good eating habit, when you eat balanced diet, your body system will work well. You'll be free from every time malaria. You'll be free from typhoid because your cell will have the right nutrients it needs in order for it to eliminate microorganisms that penetrate into your body. In skincare center ecology, we talked about microorganisms, different types of microorganisms. We talked about bacteria, we talked about viruses, and we said different type of bacteria. We have the particular bacteria that causes, I think, is bacilli. Bacilli causes typhoid fever. So imagine if that kind of bacteria invades your body, the bacteria that causes typhoid fever invades your body, and your cells are not functional, the cells are not active. That's why you see people have typhoid fever. But if you have a very good immune system, your cells are active, they get the right amount of nutrients they need. You drink water all the time. That's why you say drink water as much as possible, because your body needs fluid in order to function well. Drink water as much as possible, eat good food, eat balanced diet. Do you understand? So if your cell gets the nutrient, the right amount of nutrient it needs for it to function well, it can have the ability to fight microbes. It can have the ability to eliminate microorganisms that penetrate your body. So you rarely fall sick. It's just a simple logic. If you eat right, you rarely fall sick. If you clean your environment well, you rarely fall sick. If you have a very good body, your cells are functioning well, you rarely fall sick. Okay? So it is imperative for your cells to function well. It's an imperative for your cell to get the adequate amount of nutrients in order for it to function well. So yes, let's go back to the test. We said the cell is made up of gets its nutrient. It contains water, salt, and nutrients obtained from food. So cells varies in size, shape, structure, and functions. Cells varies in size, shape, structures, and functions. And in the beginning, remember we said that cells, all muscles, nerves, tissues, bones have cells. So, and it's now we're saying that cells varies in size, structure, functions, okay, and shape. Now, the cell found in the muscle, the size, the shape, the structure, the function is different from the cell you find in the bone. I hope that's making sense. The cells that makes up the muscle, the cells found in the muscle, has a distinct shape, size, structure, and function different from that cell that is found in the bones. The ones found in the bones is different from the kind of cell that is found in your tissue. The cells found in the tissue is different from the kind of cells that is found in your nerves. It's interesting, right? Yeah. So cells have distinct function, distinct structure, distinct shape, distinct size, okay? Yes, depending on where it is found in the human body, yes. But all the cells have two things in common. In as much as they all have different structure, different shapes, different sizes, different functions. All of them have two things in common. And what is that two things they have in common? They store information in genes made of DNA. Do you understand? They store information in genes made of DNA. They synthesize protein because they all need nutrients. All cells found in different parts of the body need nutrients. So they all synthesize proteins. Okay? So a cell, yes, a cell contains three basic parts. Now moving forward. So a cell contains three basic parts. We have three basic parts of the cell. Yes, so I'll just quickly clean this so that I can draw a diagram for you to see. Yes, so for the cell, they have three basic parts. There are three basic parts of the cell, three basic components of the cell. As tiny as it is, right? Because I said the cells are really tiny. So as tiny as they are, they have three basic components. So let's say this is a diagram of the cell. Okay. Pardon my drawing. Okay, so the major thing is that you understand. So let's say this is a diagram of the cell. Looks funny. Okay, yeah, so this is a diagram of the cell. And in the cell are made up of three basic components. Yes. In the cell we have the first structure. Yes, so we have the first structure, and let's say this is the first structure. Okay. Yep. Yeah, so that's the first structure of the cell. So we have the second component of the cell, and yes. Okay, so this is the second component of the cell. Okay, so like I said, cell have three structures. So the first one is the nucleus. So this is the nucleus. Okay? The second structure is the cytoplasm, what we know as the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm. And the next one is the cell membrane. So your cell membrane is this one out here, okay? So this is what we call the cell membrane. So your cell has three structures, as small as it is, it has three structures. We have the nucleus, we have the cytoplasm, and we have the cell membrane. Okay, the nucleus, the cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. So the nucleus It's the control center of the cell. Your nucleus is the control center of the cell. It's the control center of the cell. Yes. It's the control center of all cell activities, and it also contains genetic material. So it is the control center of all cell activities. It's like the king, the chairman, the oga patapata of them all, the king, the head of them all. So it is the control center of all cell activities. Okay, so the next one is the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, this is the production department of the cells. The production department of the cell. And we have the cell membrane, which is like a covering, a shield, the outer surface of the cell. So quickly let me explain. You said the nucleus is the control center of the cell. So I'm going to use a diagram to illustrate one of the equipment we have in the house, which is the washing machine. Yes. So your washing machine has different parts, and one of the parts is the calibrator. The calibrator is the knob we use to control the washing machine. You turn it, you put it in the settings. Maybe you want to set it to quick wash, 10 minutes. You want to you set it to wash curtains, to wash stains, and all of that. So your calibrator is actually what controls the washing machine. If your calibrator is not functioning, your washing machine would not work, because how will you turn it on? How will you control it? How will you set it to the amount of time or amount of heat or where you want to spin it? If you can't set it, your washing machine is rendered useless. So that is how the nucleus is. The nucleus is the control center of the cell. It's where it controls everything that happens in the cell. Every single damn thing that happens in the cell, it starts from the nucleus. The nucleus controls it. It oversees everything that happens in the cell. The next one is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the production department. The production department where food, we said that cell, they need water, they need nutrients in order for them to function well, right? Yes, so that is where the production department takes place. The food, the water, the nutrients, all of them. The nutrients gotten from the food, the water, and the yes. So all of them takes place in the cytoplasm. That's where you have your production department. So it takes place in the cytoplasm. And that same to the washing machine, you have your loader where you load your clothes, either your top loader or your front loader. That is where the work actually happens, in as much as you have your calibrator. If you soft your calibrator and your loader is not working, it will not wash. So your loader, whether the top loader or your front loader, is like the production department of the cell, because that's where the work takes place. That's where the cloth actually washes for it to be clean and to dry your clothes and all of that. So your cytoplasm is the production department of the cell. Next one is your cell membrane. So your cell membrane helps to keep what is outside and helps to keep what is inside. It's the outer surface of the cell. It's the outer shell, the outer surface, like a covering to what is inside the cell. So it's just there like a case, protective case, to keep everything that is inside and what is outside. It's just like a washing machine, the way you have the parts, the body fittings. Do you understand? So the case outside your washing machine helps to protect water from destroying the engines of the washing machine. So the case serves like a covering, a protector, so that the engines inside the washing machine doesn't get spoiled. It's not exposed to dirt, it's not exposed to water, it's not exposed to other factors that can prevent it from functioning well. So the case helps to keep what's inside protected and what's outside from penetrating inside. So that's how the cell membrane operates. The cell membrane helps to keep what is outside and helps to protect what is inside. So your nucleus. So let's go back to our textbook. We have here that the nucleus controls all cell activities, vital importance for reproduction. It controls all cell activity that is vital importance for reproduction. And we have cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the production department of the cell. Its small structures called organelles perform most of the cell activities. So organelles are used to store food for growth, as well as repair and restore the cell. Organelles are used to store food for growth. When you eat, so some people don't eat all the time, and our body has like a reservoir. So in the cell, the organelle serves as a reservoir. So when you eat, the organelle store food for later use. So that if you don't eat for a period of time, there are still nutrients that can be used to nourish the cell for that particular period of time till you eat again. So the organelle store food, restore and store food for growth. It also repair and restores the cells. So when your cell is faulty or your cell is feeling weak, your organelle are there to repair and restore the cell. So the next one is the cell membrane, and the cell membrane is the outer surface of the cell, the outer surface of the cell. And we have in the next part that you see that the cell makes up tissues, the tissues makes up organs, and the organs makes up the body system. Okay, yeah, so moving forward quickly, we have here that the nucleus is located in the cytoplasm. Yes, back to our textbook. We have that the nucleus is located in cytoplasm, and they are both surrounded by the cell membrane. Cells with common properties or functions combine to form the various tissues of the body. Yes, remember the building block of the human body, right? We said the cells makes up the tissues, right? So now we say that cells, yeah. Sorry, just give me one, please. Yeah, so now we say that cells, we have in our textbook that cells with common properties or functions combine to form the various tissues of the body. Cells with common properties, common functions, common size and structures come together to form the tissues of the body. Remember we said earlier that in every part of the body we have cells. In the muscles, in the tissues, in the nerves, we have cells. So cells with common properties, common structure, common functions come together to form the tissues of the body. And you know that we said that the cell makes up the tissue makes up the organs, and the organs makes up the human body. That's the body system. Yes. So moving forward quickly, we have in our textbook that in order to grow and remain healthy, cells need adequate supplies of food. Yes, we looked at that for your body system to function well, in order for your cell to function well, the cell needs to get enough food, enough nutrient from the food that we eat. So cells need adequate supplies of food, oxygen, and water. It needs adequate supplies of food, oxygen, and water. They also need proper temperature and the ability to eliminate waste products. Your body needs to, they need accurate temperature. Your body shouldn't be too hot, it shouldn't be too cold, in order for them to be able to eliminate waste products. If these criteria are not met, cell growth is impaired. If the cell doesn't get enough food, it doesn't get enough nutrients, doesn't get enough water, doesn't get enough oxygen, it will not produce well. It will not function well. It will be weak. And that's why it's advised that you always eat well-balanced diet meal. You always eat good food. Advise your client. Your client tells you, if you have a client who's always falling sick all the time, advise her to change her diet. Let her look into her diet. Probably she's not eating well, she's not eating right. Every time she's treating malaria, every time she's treating typhoid, every time she's treating malaria, she's treating typhoid. Every time she's breaking out, she's having constant breakout on her face. Let her check her diet. Let her go back to the drawing board. Check her diet. What is causing it for her? What is causing her to be breaking out all the time? Let her check her diet. Diet is part of it. Kind of food she eats is part of it. Exercise is part of it. Her environment, keeping a healthy, clean, and conducive environment is part of it. Do you understand? So let her evaluate her lifestyle. Okay, so if cells don't get the nutrients, the adequate amount of nutrients they need, they won't be able to grow well. They won't be able to function well. Okay, so moving forward quickly, we have that, cells with common properties. Yes, so we have what we call mitosis. There's what we call mitosis. Mitosis. Can you see it? Yes. So mitosis. So mitosis is a process whereby cell reproduce by dividing in half. It's a process whereby cell reproduce by dividing in half. Yes, so let me explain this quickly. So cells basically, they reproduce as much as possible, because we know they said they need food, they need nutrients, oxygen, in order for them to function, in order for them to produce well. So they reproduce all the time because all the time we're exposed to antibodies, we're exposed to bacteria. You touch your hand. Some people eat without washing their hands. One way or the other, microorganisms penetrate into our body, finds their way into our body system. You serve your food and you don't eat immediately. You go to the restroom, you come back, you eat. Obviously, microorganisms might have laid on the food, you eat it like that. So one way or the other, microorganisms, bacteria, viruses, they penetrate into our body. Our cells are constantly fighting, constantly trying the way, finding its way to eliminate these microorganisms that penetrate into our body. A group of cells can't do this for too long. They'll get weak. You go to war, you fight, you get weak. The body gets weak. When the body works for a period of time, it gets weak. So as a cell. And a group of cells are fighting, trying to eliminate the bacteria in our body, trying to fight the viruses, the microorganisms in our body, trying to prevent it from invading our body and for taking control of our body. It begins to fight it, it begins to fight it, it begins to fight it. Those group of cells, they become weak. So at the point whereby they become weak, they share into half. They reproduce. They share into half, they separate. So the ones that are weak, they die, they fade off. While the new ones begin to do the job. They begin active, do you understand? They activate themselves and they take over immediately. So cells, they reproduce. They divide into two. The weak ones, after fighting or after trying to eliminate bacteria, they divide into two. They fade away, they step back, they die, and while new ones take charge. Cells that are not getting enough nutrients, they divide into two. The weak ones go to one side, they fade away, they die, and new ones take charge. So this process is known as mitosis. Mitosis is the process whereby cells reproduce by dividing in half. So human cells reproduce by dividing in half, a process referred to as mitosis or indirect division. Okay, so we have another one we call metabolism. So yes, another one is called metabolism. Can you see it? Metabolism. Yes, so metabolism, this is the chemical process by which cells receive nutrients for growth and reproduction. It's a chemical process by which cells receive nutrients for growth and reproduction, because cells get their nutrients from food. And how this happens is a chemical process, because you can't really see it with your naked eyes. It just happens in a particular kind of way. So metabolism is the process whereby cells retrieve nutrients for production and reproduction and growth. Okay, so metabolism turns nutrients into energy for the body to use later. Metabolism turns food into nutrients for the body to use. It turns nutrients into energy. Sorry about that. Metabolism turns nutrients into energy for the body to use later. Okay, so metabolism turns into in our textbook, let's look at our textbook. A body's metabolic rate is dependent on different factors. Your body's metabolic rate, the way your body metabolism works, is dependent on different actions, different conditions. Yes, depending on different conditions. One, hereditary. The way your metabolism works, it depends on, one of the factors hereditary, maybe hereditary, health conditions, medications, exercise, diet, and eating habits. How your body system works, how your metabolism works, are dependent on hereditary, health conditions, medications, exercise, diet, and eating habits. Hereditary in the sense that you see some family, all of them they're on the chubby, they're on the big side. Everybody speak. Their grandmother, their grandfather, their mother, their father, the children, everybody's on the big side. That's hereditary. It means that in that family they have a very slow metabolic rate. Their food doesn't digest fast. So it's hereditary. So no matter, even if they eat little, they are big. They'll tell you that I really don't eat. The portion of their food they eat is really small. But all of them in that family have a very slow metabolic rate. Their food does not digest fast. It takes time for their food to process. Okay, so that's hereditary. The next one is health conditions. You're not feeling fine. If your liver is not working well, your kidney is not functioning well, someone has cancer, it can hinder the way your metabolism operates. Do you understand? It can slow down your metabolic rate if you have a health condition. Okay, I know somebody who I had a lady, I know her. So she has this condition, this health condition. I can't remember the name right now. Whenever she eats, it's as if there are worms in her, her stomach that is always eating the food. She eats like, no exaggeration, every 30 minutes she's eating. She eats it she's very skinny, like very skinny. She's a size 4. Yes. When you say someone's size 4, very skinny. A size 4. That's the. But if you see her eating, she eats all the time. Every time. Big bowl of food. In fact, her parents they've spent almost all their life savings giving her money for food. Because if she doesn't eat, she says the worm in her stomach, like it's as if they're biting her intestine, like she feels so much discomfort, she's shaking, her body is shaking, so she needs to eat. She needs to feed her body all the time. She's eating, and it's a health condition. She's gone to the hospital, they've checked, they've tried to see how they can fix it, look for solutions to it, and she's still battling with it. But that's a health condition. So different kind of health conditions can hinder the way your metabolism would operate. You understand? Sometimes some people might be, when you're not feeling too fine, when you're not feeling too good, you find out that your food doesn't digest fast. You just eat, and sometimes you eat and you feel bloated. You feel like you eat a little and you feel bloated. You feel as if you eat it so much, your food is here, standing here, you can't digest it, and they tell you, okay, you need to detoxify, you need to use some detoxifying supplements to cleanse your system. Okay, so the next one is medications. If your medications, kind of medications you use, can affect you or destabilize your metabolism, your metabolic rate. For example, if you have some kind of antibiotics, it can stabilize your metabolic rate. So next one is exercise. When you exercise often, it helps your metabolism, your metabolic rate your metabolism to function well. Yes, you have some your food to digest well. So if you exercise often, your food digests well. Find out that when you go to the gym and you don't exercise, it's as if your whole stomach is empty. Like you feel so empty and light. You feel the need to eat. Yes, so the more you exercise, the more it helps your food to digest well, the more your metabolism functions properly. But when you don't exercise all the time, you sit in one place, you're eating. You sit in one place, you're eating. You don't stand up. You practice sedentary movement. You're always sitting. Excuse me. You're always sitting down eating. You realize that you begin to add weight unnecessarily because your food is not digesting well. It's not digesting fast. Okay. So the next one is diet and eating habit. If you have a good diet and if you have a very good eating habit, you'll be fresh, you'll be supple because you won't add too much weight because your food will digest fast. The body will get its nutrients it needs immediately and send the with toxic and byproducts to be excreted out of your body. So if you eat well balanced meal or if you eat a good balanced diet, your body metabolism will function well and it will help your body system. But if you don't have a very good eating habit, you have a very poor eating habit, your food will not digest well. You eat at night. So when we did personality development, we talked about different kind of food supplies or food carbohydrate, proteins, and how long it takes for them to digest in the body. And we saw that some kind of proteins take so long to digest. You eat suya around 11 o'clock, and it takes about roughly 6 hours for that protein or more than that to digest. Obviously, if you eat suya by 11 o'clock, you can't be awake for 6 hours for it to digest. You can't sleep. So that's bad eating habits. And you find out that you see people having pot belly because they eat really late at night, and kind of food they eat at night doesn't digest fast. Okay, so that can hinder your metabolism because you have a very bad eating habit and you don't give the body the enough time, you give the body enough time for it to process or for it to digest the food before you go to bed. Okay. Yeah, so moving forward quickly, metabolism turns nutrients into energy for the body to use or store for later use. Metabolism turns food into nutrients. When you eat the food, digest the metabolism takes place. So it takes the nutrient it needs and it sends the toxic byproduct to the excretion part where it's being eliminated from your body. So a body's metabolic rate is dependent on hereditary, which I just explained to you now. In order for nutrients to be used by the body, they must be broken down into smaller components. In order for nutrients to be used by the body, they must be broken down into smaller components, and that's where metabolism takes place. And we say metabolism is a chemical process. You understand? So the food gets into your body, it goes into your body. A chemical process takes place, metabolism takes place, and a food body gets is about adequate amount of nutrients it needs to get from that food. So nutrients are stored and used differently by the body depending on their types. Nutrients are stored and used differently by the body depending on their type. Yes, for example, carbohydrates are the body's main energy source. Carbohydrates are the body's main energy source, and we saw this when we talked about this in personal development. Yes, we looked at different types of carbohydrates, healthy carbohydrates, unhealthy carbohydrates, and how they benefit our body and the kind of nutrient they produce in our body. Yes, so carbohydrates are the body's main energy source. However, carbohydrates are converted to glucose in the body, and excess carbohydrates can result in excess body fat. Carbohydrates are converted to glucose in the body. Like I said, we talked about kind of healthy carbohydrates, right? And the healthy ones are profitable to humans, while the unhealthy ones are the ones that makes you fat. Like they give you the excess fat in your body, and that's why people add to it. So, but generally, good carbohydrates, so carbohydrates, they are converted to glucose in the body, and the body, glucose gives you energy. Sugar, sucrose, they give you energy, and your body, you need energy in order for you to function. Standing here for how many minutes now? It's energy that is making me to stand here. It's my body and my body's energy that is making me to stand here because I have a lot of energy in my body. But imagine if I'm not eating carbohydrates, I would have fainted because I won't have energy to be standing. All right, so the body gets its energy from carbohydrates, and carbohydrate is converted to glucose in the body. And carbohydrate can result excess carbohydrate can excess carbohydrates in the body can result to excess fat. And that's why they said that when we were advising people, we were putting someone on a weight loss plan, we advise them to watch to measure their food. Do you understand? Because if you eat too much carbohydrates, it can lead to excess fat. So do portion control, what we call portion control. You control the kind amount of carbohydrate. As much as I say you need carbohydrate to function well, you need energy you need energy. Don't go and eat a big bowl of eba or a very big bowl of rice and say I need energy. The body will just take the little nutrients it needs. The excess fat, just turn them to fat because there's an amount of energy or amount of nutrients your body can, your body needs at a particular period of time. So if you eat too much, your body doesn't need too much nutrient at that particular point of time. It will send it to some corners, and that's why I see some people have big stomach, big hips, big hands, and all of that. Yes, so your body needs an ample amount of nutrients at a particular point in time. Okay, so don't eat too much. Watch your food. It's better to eat 5 times a day, 7 times a day in small bits, in small quantity, than to eat 2 times a day in big quantity. Because when you eat in big quantity, at that particular point in time, your body doesn't need that amount of nutrients. So the rest will just turn to fat. So I'd rather just eat small quantities, small portions, bit by bit, and give the body the amount of nutrient it needs at that particular point in time. Eat in another 3 hours, 4 hours, eat a small portion, eat another small portion. I hope this is making sense, okay? So it's better to eat in small quantities for many times than to eat in large quantities for a short period of time, okay? So do you know that someone who can eat anything and not gain weight? Do you know of someone who can eat anything and not gain weight? That's because he or she has a high metabolic rate. Like I said, there's some people, their body, they have tendency they have a very high metabolic rate. Yes, they eat and you find out that every time they use the toilet. Like I know somebody, a colleague of mine, when he eats now, he uses the toilet. And he eats now, and I'm like, are you kidding me? You eat just now and next thing you're using the loo. Like, are you for real? Your food doesn't even stay in your stomach for at least for even 15 minutes. You're already feeling like using the restroom. But it's good because he has a very good metabolic rate, yes, which is good. But there's some people I know that 3 days they don't use the restroom. They use the restroom maybe once in 3 days. And I wonder how they survive it, But when you have a very good, when you have very good or high metabolic rate, it helps you to reduce you don't add excess fat. It helps you keep fit. You don't store so much food in your body. Okay, so moving forward, we have moving forward in our textbook, a person with high metabolism processes foods at a faster rate. A person with a high metabolism processes food at a faster rate. So there are 2 phases of metabolism. We have catabolism and anabolism. and catabolism. Okay, we have two phases of metabolism. We have anabolism and catabolism. And anabolism is the building up of larger molecules, while catabolism is the breaking down of smaller molecules. The building up and the breaking down. The building up of larger molecules and the breaking down of larger molecules. Building up, breaking down. Ana up, kata down. Ana up, kata down. Ana is the building up of larger molecules. Kata is the breaking down of larger molecules. Okay, so anabolism is the process of building up larger molecules from smaller ones. Building up larger molecules from smaller ones. And you know, we said that when metabolism takes place, it reduces the molecule, the food to simpler molecules in order for the food body to get its nutrients. It reduces those food to simpler molecules, to small molecules, in order for the body to get its nutrients. So anabolism is the breaking up of those smaller molecules to larger molecules. Okay. Yes, and during this phase, the body stores food, water, and oxygen. When the body turns the smaller molecules to larger molecules, it's turning them taking them to the reservoir to store food, nutrients, and oxygen for the body for later use. Okay, while catabolism is the breaking down of larger molecules, and this should make sense because at this point in time, this releases energy within the cell, which is necessary for the performance of specific body function. Anabolism turns that smaller molecules. That's when metabolism has taken place, and it has turned. When metabolism naturally takes place, it turns nutrients to smaller molecules. So anabolism takes those smaller molecules, turn them into larger molecules, and save them for later use. Okay, saves them for later use. Saves the water, oxygen, and food for later use. Then, when you don't eat for a period of time, your body needs energy. Your body needs, to function. Your body needs energy in order for it to operate. Catabolism takes place. So catabolism now takes those larger molecules, turn them to simpler molecules, and distribute them around the body. Gives cells its nutrients in order it cells the nutrients it needs for it to function well. Sends nutrients around the body so that the body can function right. That's why you see that some people fast for a period of time. Some people might not eat for all through the morning, afternoon till evening, and you wonder that how come this person standing? Because the person has a reservoir. The person has some food that has been stored in the system for later use. So anabolism carries larger molecules, is the building up of larger molecules, while catabolism is the breaking down of larger molecules for later use. Okay, anabolism stores larger molecules, food, water, oxygen for later use. Catabolism takes those larger molecules, turn them into smaller molecules for nutrients. Do you understand? So this is what we have in the textbook. Catabolism is the process of breaking down larger molecules of substances into smaller ones. This releases energy within the cell, which is necessary for the performance of specific body functions, including muscular movements and digestion. Okay, moving forward. So yes, so that is that for cell. So we come to the end of cell. The next one I'm talking about is the tissues. Okay, so as we said, the cells makes up the tissues, right? So we talked about the building block of the body, and the first one we looked at is the cells. So the next one we'll be looking at in the building block of the body is the tissue. So groups of cells of the same kind make up tissues. I've said that before. Groups of cells of the same kind, structure, function makes up the tissue. And there are 5 primary types of tissues in the human body, and each differ in structure, function, depending on the type of cell. That makes sense, right? Because the cells are found in different parts of the body, and obviously the tissues have different types. There are different types of tissues, and all those different types of tissues also have different types of cells that carry different type of structure, different type of function, different type of size, and different type of shapes. Okay, yeah. So we have 5 different types of body tissue. 5 different types of body tissue. And you know what I always like to do? I always like to make acronym out of everything I write. So here's my acronym. MENSEAL. MENSEAL. Yes. Oops, sorry. Yeah. So can you see the board? MENSEAL. So MENSEAL are 5 different types of body tissue. The first one is your muscular tissue, epithelial tissue, nerve tissue, connective tissue, and your liquid tissue. Muscular tissue, epithelial tissue, nerve tissue, connective tissue, and your liquid tissue. So yes, epithelial tissue are found on the epidermis, on the upper top, the first layer of your skin found on your epidermal layers. So your epithelial tissues, they cover and protect the body surface and internal organs, because your skin itself covers, protects internal organs. It keeps what is inside inside, keeps what is outside outside from invading what is inside. So your epithelial tissue, they cover and protect the body